Welcome viewers, I am Ranjit from Great Online Training. I am R programmer. Hope you are enjoying the lecture series where we are learning R and SAS interchangeably. So if you have not watched the previous video, please do that. You can find the link in the description below, or you can visit our channel Great Online Training. Right? So we are also providing the paid courses. So for that you can visit our website www.greatonlinetraining.com. Okay, so in the earlier video we saw mathematical operators, and we have also saw that operators on one element variables, and then on the vector, and then we have performed those mathematical operators on data frame as well, right? And at the end we have calculated the change from baseline and also the absolute change from baseline, right? So let's move to the agenda of today's presentation. Okay, so we'll first see the extension of that mathematical operator. So basically we'll do the binary operators today, and we'll see some real example of that, right? So we'll first see these binary operators on individual or one element variables, then on vector, and then at the end we'll see these mathematical operators on data frame, right? So let's move to the RStudio. Okay, so let me check the working directory here. For that we can write here get wd, then parentheses, enter. So it is in C drive as usual. So we have to set on D drive because I have kept few data set there, right? So let me go there, pull the location. So in the parentheses we have to keep this. Okay, so let me change this backward slash into a forward slash. Okay, so let me check once again the working directory here with the get wd function. Perfect, so it is in D drive. Okay, so now I'll create two variable, right? And we'll see the mathematical operators one by one. Okay, so first of all I'll show you the mathematical operators, right? Binary operators basically. So the first is less than, symbol is, see here, then greater than, perfect, then equal to, with double equal symbol, right? Then less than unequal to, less than equal to, so this is less than and equal. Okay, then we have greater than and equal, then here we have not equal symbol. Okay, so let me create two one element variable, right? So num1 as usual, let me create here 5, and then num2 4. Okay, I will see these operators one by one. Okay, so let me copy these binary operators. Why this is binary? These are binary because it provides either true or false result, right? So if you run this, so let me do one by one. So print num2 num1. Okay, so it will compare, and based on the logic it will provide either true. If this condition satisfies, then it provide true, otherwise it provide as a false, right? So let me run this. Oh, sorry, I have to run the first part. Okay, so this is fine. Here if you see num1 is having 5 and num2 is 4. right? So let me run this print part. So it is true because num2 is less than num1. Okay, so let me print for the other one, other binary operator. So num2 greater than num1. So if you see num2 is 4 and num1 is 5, so this condition is not true, right? So it provides false, right? Let me run this. Okay, so see here. Okay, so let me check the equal to print num2 equal to num1. Perfect. So let me run this. This is also false because one is 5 and the other is 4, right? So these two are not equal. Okay, so let me print the other function here. Num2 less than equal to num1. Okay, let me run this. This is true. So again other part, num2 greater than equal to num1. Okay, so this is also false. Perfect. So now I'll do that not equal to. So num2. Perfect. Then this not equal to symbol, then here. Okay, so exclamation, and then after that we have to write one equal symbol, right? So this is for not equal to num1. Perfect. So let me run this. Okay, so this is true because these two are not equal, right? So let me change this num1 and num2 because this is one element variable, right? So let me change into a vector. So let me create here 5, then 7, then 9. Okay, and then create the other one in the same way, 4, then 6, then 8. Perfect. Let me create here 10. Okay, so let me run this. Perfect. So let me run the first less than binary operator. Okay, so if you see, this is comparing as usual. This is comparing element wise, right? So 5 and 4, we are comparing the first element, then the second element. Second element is 7 in num1 vector, and then 6 is in num2 vectors, right? So it is comparing and then it is providing the result here. So if you see, the num1 is greater than num2 at the second place, so that's why it is giving true. And if you compare the third place, so if you see, num2 is greater than num1, right? So that's why it is giving false here, right? So in the same way it works for other operator as well. So it does element wise comparison, right? And based on that it provides the result, right? So if you see the last one not equal to, so it compare in the same way, element wise comparison, 5 and 4 is compared. So if you see these two are not equal, that's why it is provided true, because we are checking not equal to condition here. 7 and 6 is compared and it is giving true. Okay, so because these two are also not equal, then 9 and 10 is compared and these two are not equal, that's why it is giving true. Perfect. So now I will import one data frame here and we'll see these operators on a data frame. Okay, so let me import that. Okay, so far so good. Now I will import one file from local drive, right? The text file, and I will do the comparison on the data frame as well, right? So let me import that. So let me write read dot table, right? And we'll write here file dot choose. Perfect. We'll keep the header, the dataset as it is. That's why we write here true. Perfect. And we'll rename the data as data 1. Okay. Perfect. So we'll import this data. So it is there here. Let me open this. Perfect. So here we have two variables, num1 and num2, the same data set that we saw yesterday, right? So we'll just see here as well. Okay, so let me copy the operators here and we'll change into a data frame, right? So here when we are applying the any operator on a data frame, right, so we have to call the data frame name first and then dollar sign the variable name, right? So the data frame name is dat1, right? And then num2. Okay, so similarly we have to add the data frame name and then $sign before the variable name. Okay, so let me do that. Let me replace here, Control F. So here we'll write num2, okay, in the selection, and it will be replaced with date1 and then $sign num2. Okay, perfect. Similarly we'll replace the num1 as well, right? So perfect. So now we'll see these operators one by one. Okay, so let me run the first one. So let me open the data here and we'll see. So we are here checking whether num2 is less than num1, right? So num2, if you see num2 at the first place, 19 is greater than 1, so it should be false, right? Similarly 12, so this is not less than, so this is equal to, that's why it is giving false here as well. If you see the third element, third row, so 17 is less than 13, that's why it is giving true. And if you see the fourth one, 20 is greater than 4, that's why it is giving false. This is not less than, right? Similarly for 17 as well, so it is giving false because num2 is greater than num1, not less than, right? So similarly we'll run the other operators one by one, and if you see, it will give in the same way, right? So it compare element wise, right, and it provide the binary result, right, either true or false. Perfect. Okay, so whatever we saw here are based on the numerical data type. So we'll see some these binary operators on a character vector as well, right? So let me create one character vector here. So let me create name underscore list. Okay, so we'll create here few names. We'll compare on that. So Anil, then Andrew. Okay, Naidu, then Ankit. Okay, and let me check the variable particular element in the same way, right? So let me write here if condition, and if you see Anil, sorry, to write in double quote Anil percent in percent, right? Then name list, right? And if that match, then we'll print here, print Anil is present. Sorry, we have to write here in double quote, right? So Anil is present in the name list. Okay, and if it's not present, then it will show as, let me write here else condition as well, so that it will show the other result, other alternate, right? So if it is not there, then it will show as okay, Anil is not present in the name list. Okay, so let me run the first one. First, let me create the vector first. This is character vector, right? So if you see here, it is created, right? And let me run the loop. Also p should be of lowercase. Okay, so R is case sensitive, so we have to be very careful about that. So if you see here, so I have saved Anil into a prop case, right? So first letter is capital, but I'm searching here with a lowercase. That's why it is giving that Anil is not present in the name list, right? That's why it is giving that Anil is not present in the name list, right? So if I make it prop case, right? So let me run this. Anil is present in the list, name list. So similarly, we'll do the search based on the character different character. So this is a vector of character, right? So similarly we'll do on the data frame as well. Okay, so now I'll move to SAS and see how this functionality works on SAS, right? Okay, so here I will import the same dataset and will perform the same variables, same binary operation. dbms is equal to tag, because I will import that text file, right? And I'll run. So let me go to the data location. Okay, so perfect. Now I will import the data underscore one, right? Data one, right? Let me run this with submit button here. Right, sorry, I forget to write here extension of the file. Right, so txt we have to mention. Let me run once again. Perfect. Perfect. So now we'll do the operation here. Okay. So data. So whatever the functionality we have to do here in SAS, we have to write those functionality into data steps, right? So we cannot write individually apart other than the data or outside the data step, right? So let me split the screen here and we'll see the same functionality in SAS as well, right? So we'll write here data one, right? And here data one. Let me create another variable. Let me write here. Let me check less, right? So we'll create one variable here. So num2 less than num1. First of all, any mathematical, if you wanted to apply any mathematical operators, the variables should be in a numeric, right? Data type, right? So I kept all the variables num1 and num2 in a numeric format, right? So there is no need to check. But if you find any variable that is not numeric, so first of all you have to convert using input function into a numeric one, and then after that we'll apply this binary operator. Okay, so let me create here. Okay, so let me check. Oh, so if you see here, so what SAS does here, it compares the element wise, it compares the rows wise information. So 19 is compared with 1, so 19 is greater than 1, so that's why it is giving 0 false, right? So in SAS it stores as 0 or 1, right? But in R, if you see, it has provided true and false instead of 0 or 1. So it means on the higher level it's mean the same, right? So similarly we can create other function as well, right? But I'll do here different. So I'll create variables, right, based on these logics, right? So let me create here. So if num2 greater than num1, right, then we'll write here flag. I'm creating one variable flag. You can create any name, right? There is nothing like we have to create a flag only, right? You can create any variable, new variable, derived, or whatever, right? So I'm writing here the num1 is greater than num2. So first of all, first one is the less one, right? So that's why I have num2 is less than num1. Okay, perfect. Let me create this. Okay, so what SAS does here, it compares all the values one by one, right? It compares rows wise information. 19 is compared with 1, 12 is compared with 12, and then 17 is compared with 30, 20 is compared with 4, right? So element wise comparison it does basically, and where it satisfies the condition, it provided the label here, if you see, into new variable, because I'm creating one variable flag, right? So in flag, whenever the condition meets, it provide this label, right? Perfect. So now I'll create the other one with greater than 1, right? So let me write here greater than 2 is greater than. Okay, let me close the data set, because in SAS we have to close the data set, otherwise it will not work, right? We have to first close the open data set and then we have to run the data set. Okay, so let me run this. See, other filter is also triggered, or other condition is also triggered. That's why we have values here, because if you see the 19, number 2 is less than number 1, right? And if it's the first one, 19 and number 2 is greater than number 1, and the 20 is greater than 4, right? So but here we didn't get any condition, that's why it is blank for 12, right? So let me write here. So we can write here equal to, if num equal to num2 is equal to num1, so here we can write equal. Perfect. So similarly we create the other condition as well in the SAS, right? So there is no magic here. Okay, so in SAS we can write, instead of this symbol we can write LT, right? Less than. Similarly we'll write for greater one. So the for greater we can write greater than GT, right? So for equal to we can write EQ. Okay, okay, and similarly we'll write, if we have equal to, greater than, equal to, so we can write G and E. G and E, we can write G and E for greater than, equal to, right? Less than, equal to, we can write less than and equal to with LE, right? Let me comment this. So similarly we can write here, so instead of less than symbol we can write LT. Okay, so it will work in the same way. See, perfect. So far so good. Thank you for your time, and in the upcoming video we'll do some other functionality. So if you find this video useful, please support us on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel, Create Online Training. And if you wanted to, and please our channel, and if you wanted to, okay, and we are also running paid courses, so please do check our website www.createonlinetraining.com. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you for your time.